Part 29. Eventually, I spotted a place right next to the Senior Activity Center. The sign said *private room $360/month. Sounded decent enough, so I went to take a look. The moment I stepped in, I almost laughed out loud. Their so-called private room was nothing but a cubicle, a space carved out of the main hall with plywood walls barely as tall as a person. The top was completely open, so you could hear everyone snoring, coughing, farting, and arguing in crystal clear stereo. They divided the big hall into 8 rooms. Honestly, it was worse than Chen Ji's old place. At least there, you could still turn around without bumping your ass into something. The landlord, a guy from Tianjin, saw I was about to leave and quickly said, "Wait, I do have a bigger room, $600 a month, no deposit. You'd share the bathroom with everyone, though." I hesitated. $600 was a lot, but no deposit sounded like a miracle. And every other place I'd seen wanted 6-month leases plus security. I didn't have that kind of cash or that kind of certainty. So I took it. The big room turned out to be the master bedroom, but the landlord had already chopped it up, half turned into another room, the bathroom boxed off behind a fake wall. 17 people lived in that little house. And somehow, I still had the largest space, if you could call it that. From my corner, I could see a small room off to the side where an old Taiwanese man lived. His name was almost identical to mine. He smoked a pipe, kept a small notebook filled with mainland Chinese proverbs he'd overheard, and practiced Tai Chi every morning in the courtyard. He told me he used to be a doctor back in Taiwan, now retired here in LA. Next to the shared bathroom lived 2 middle-aged massage ladies, crammed together on a single bed. One of them once gave me a plate of homemade braised ribbonfish. It smelled like real home-cooked food, something I hadn't had in ages. 17 people shared one kitchen and 2 gas burners. It was chaos, but the landlord provided rice, flour, and oil, so nobody complained. When you've been through worse, even a crowded kitchen feels like luck. That's where I met my second real friend in America, Liu Yang. He'd just arrived, broke as I was, and lived in one of those tiny cubicles. His pride and joy was a 1999 Toyota Camry, which he'd bought for $600. The badge was gold, and I always thought it meant some luxury edition. Still don't know why it was gold. The red paint had been scorched dull by the California sun, but the car still ran beautifully. The previous owner had even replaced the stereo with a Sony CD player. Say what you will, a Camry's built like a tank in Liu Yang's hands. It lasted another 10 years. The only thing he ever replaced was the radiator. Liu Yang was just 2 years older than me, always laughing, always cheerful and, for some reason, always sleeping naked. Every morning he'd drive that old Camry to East Los Angeles College to attend free English classes. I asked him once, "You're broke, eating one meal a day, why not find a job, at least something part-time?" He just smiled. "No rush. I'll learn English first, then get my commercial driver's license. Truck drivers make good money. That's the plan." Simple. Clear. Steady. I admired that about him, no obsession with money or status, just pure focus. He only had two indulgences, sex and cars. He and Xiaodu, a guy who drove Uber, were experts at online hookups. All my adult education about those things came from them. They were true pros. Almost every man I met in that world had the same weakness except for Anian. Anian had once been married to a Dutch woman he met in Hong Kong. They divorced over personality clashes, and after that, he turned into a wandering citizen of the world. No home, no roots, just stories. And me? I was just trying to find a place where I could stretch my legs without hitting a plywood wall.